Hey guys, Tino here. I just wanted to do a quick summoning video since we are heading into the final week. I just wanted to pull some shards and see what happens. Let's go. So far I've got okay legendaries. Got Freya, Wukong. Wukong I just got to level 6. So here we pull Leonardus. So he gives 20 HP dungeon battles. His A1 is attack one enemy with a 50% chance to place defense down for 2 turns. If Spartan is an ally, will heal this hero and Spartan by 30% of the damage dealt. His core is going to be attack one enemy with a 50% chance to place stun for 2 turns. The second hit will instantly defeat the target if the HP is below 10%. And his ultimate, place Sharpen 2 on this hero for 2 turns, then attack all enemies. If Leonardus has a barrier, will consume 100% of the barrier to deal additional damage equal to 20% of the barrier amount. It's not bad, different. And then his passive has a 50% chance to convert 100% of damage inflicted on this hero into barrier. The barrier cannot exceed more than 10% of this hero's health. Not my favorite kit, but not bad. X10 pull here. All blues. Gawain. Polyphemus. So Gawain, he brings 24% defense in campaign battles. Okay. Attack one enemy 2 times, increases hero's defense by 5%, stacks up to 3 times. Core is honor and chivalry. Place shield on this hero, then place a protect 2 on all allies except this hero for 2 turns. And his ultimate, Nude's Might, attack all enemies with a 50% chance to place attack down 2 on each target for 2 turns. That's not bad actually. Also transfer 1 disable from each ally to this hero. And his passive, when an ally receives a disable, there's a 50% chance this hero will receive it instead. That's yeah, interesting, not bad. Then we got Polyphemus. Creepy eye. So no banner. His basic attack, Titan power, attack one enemy with a 75% chance to place the Spire for 1 turn. Core, Unstoppable Brute, remove any debuffs from this hero, then attack all enemies. If an enemy is under disable, place barrier on this hero, also inflict 25% increased damage to Disruptor. So Wrath of Hurl is his ultimate, attack one enemy with a 50% chance to place speed down 2 for 2 turns. If a target is a disruptor, has an additional 25% chance to place speed down 2 and inflict 25% increased damage. And his passive, when attacking enemies under disable, destroy 5% of their max HP, cannot destroy more than 60% of their target's max HP. All blues, all blues. 2 more temples. Set. Mordred. Kochi. So Set brings Chaos Strike, attack one enemy with 50% chance to place 5th down 2. on target for 1 turn. Jealous Retribution. Attack one enemy with 50% chance to steal a random buff. Decrease the cooldown of this ability by 1 turn if a buff is not stolen. And then his ultimate, Seeds of Chaos. Attack all enemies with a 50% chance to place Despair on each target for 1 turn. And a 75% chance to place Accuracy down on each target for 2 turns. And then his passive, when an enemy places a debuff on this hero, increase their ultimate Divinity cost by 2%. Morad we pulled on the last video, so we'll skip him. I think we pulled Kushi too, but anyway, we'll do a quick to skip. Consume the Soul. Attack one enemy with a 75% chance to steal 10% of the target's divinity. Soul Nullification. Attack all enemies with a 50% chance to place Res down 2 and 5th down 2 on target for 2 turns. And his ultimate. Attack one enemy. Equalize the HP of all allies equal to the HP of the enemy before attacking. If the target falls below 50% HP, also reduce their divinity by 30%. Yeah, he seems pretty interesting. I kind of want to build him out. Enemies under res down or 5th down inflicts 20% less damage when attacking this hero or allies. Roll 10 pull. Ooh, pull the legendary. Let's go. Fenrir. And Ran. Let's go to Fenrir. There is a lot of dogs in this game, which is kind of cool. I like dogs. Looks pretty badass. So he's cunning, he's a slayer from Chaos, and he's Asgard. So he might probably work with other champs, let's see. No banner, but basic ability is Bloodlust. Attack one enemy 2 times, heals 2%. This hero for each stacks of bleed on the target. If the target is under 5 or more bleed stacks, this attack cannot weak hit. His core, Untamed Fury. Attack one enemy with a 75% chance to activate 3 stacks of bleed on the target. If the target is under 10 stacks of bleed, gain an extra turn. Damn, that's I like that. Omen of Ragnarok. Attack one enemy 2 times. Before attacking, place 2 stacks of bleed on the target, which cannot be resisted if this hero has a 100% crit rate. Also place Barrier on this hero equal to 5% of the damage inflicted. If the target is under 10 stacks of bleed, increase this hero's turn meter by 20%. And then passive, enemies under bleed have their turn meter reduced, effects reduced by 100%. That's crazy. Yeah, even the alpha bleed was big on the bosses just because it took so much damage. Kind of helped people scale up. But Henry, yeah, I kind of like him. Hopefully get some books so we can book him out. Ran. Attack one enemy with a 35% chance to place lock ultimate for 2 turns. Ooh, that's new. I like that. Attack all enemies with a 75% chance to place speed down on target for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies with a 50% chance to place freeze on each target for 1 turn. If the target is below 50% HP, freeze cannot be resisted. If freeze is not placed, place 5th down on the target for 2 turns instead. Attacks decrease 10% of the target's. Her passive is attack decreases 10% of the target's turn meter if the target is below 50% HP. Steal 10% turn meter instead and increase the turn meter of all allies by the same amount. Allies can only gain turn meter once per an attack. This A1 seems awesome, so interested to see how she turns out. So next I'm just going to go to the Eternals. We'll summon the 4 and then we'll do my final temple. The rares, the rares. One more. Oh, okay. Another legendary. Chernobog. I feel like I've heard a lot about him. Maybe overpowered. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, let's see what he does. A1. Law of Misfortune. Attack one enemy with % chance to place Terrify on the target for 2 turns. If this hero joins an attack or retaliates an attack at all enemies, attack all enemies instead. Attack ignores, intercept, and charm. So Terrify is just increased affinity cost by 50%. His core is Dark Assault. Attack one enemy 3 times. Place Retaliate on this hero for 2 turns. If Bellowbog is an ally buff, cannot be removed or reduced. Also, if the enemy is defeated, increase the hero divinity by 100%. Bam. Attack one enemy. His ultimate. 3 times. If the target's max HP is greater than the hero, each hit will inflict an additional 5% of the target's max HP. If the target's max HP is lower than this hero, each hit will always strong hit. And then he has a banish. Enemies that die with this debuff or placed before death cannot be revived. Ooh, yeah, I think that's going to be the max damage HP champ. And it's passive. After this hero joins an attack, gains an extra turn, or retaliates, this hero's next ability will ignore 15% of the target's defense and ignore shield, barrier, immortal, ward, and defense up. Yeah, I'm going to try to use this guy. Last temple here. Green Knight. Well, I'm happy with that. Alright guys, I'll leave it here. We got 2 legendaries. We got Fenry and Chernobog. Definitely interested to see how he goes. But yeah, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. Take care.